I'm going to beat this dead horse one more time, so just hang on. If you don't want to hear it, that's fine. Shut the video off. I just wanted to show you this because my house is very fragrant at the moment. So if I can get this where you can see it without making it fall. Let me see. I don't have it quite up there. Trying to tip it. Just a second. Let me do it one more time. My house smells really good. This is one of our favorite things to make. And let's see if we can get it in view. Get it closer. That's better. On your left, I believe, is 4 large corn muffins in a custard dish. And on your right, I can't get it tilted far enough, I'm sorry. There's half a dozen corn muffins in a regular 6-muffin pan. I'm sorry, the picture doesn't do it justice. I thought it would look better than that. Let me see how close I can get it. Now does it look better? Anyway, they're warm and they're sweet and they're wonderful. So here's the dead horse I'm going to beat. For $3.70, you can buy 10 at your Kroger store of these corn muffin mixes that require milk only. You've heard me say this before, a lot of you have. I'm saying it again for a reason. 37 cents. So 10 of these would cost you $3.70. 37 cents. Add milk only. I add a little sugar and a little vanilla to it, and they're really, really good. This package is open. I used it. I just mixed up 3 packages of it. This is the Aldi store version of it. Requires egg, and I believe I paid 39 cents for that last time. If your store chains, if you don't have Aldi or Kroger stores and your chain carries an inexpensive corn muffin mix, if you could post the name of the store and the price that you paid for it, I would really appreciate that. I'm going to end talking about the muffins and move on to something else here. But it is just heavenly to be, I'm sorry, I got hiccups. I've had hiccups for days. It is just heavenly. I spent 20 minutes mixing that up, and I used 3 boxes, and out of the 3 boxes, I got 12 regular sized muffins and 4 of the larger custard muffins. So I got 16, right? 16 altogether, 4 being larger than the others. The reason that I bring that up is because we just really like to have this kind of thing on hand. And again, it goes along with the munchie topic. I'm going to move on here. You've seen my corn muffins often enough times. This is another couple things I'm going to mention here, and you can fast forward this tape if you're not interested and move on to the next topic. I will try at some point in time to put the minute numbers down at the bottom so you can fast forward to that point. The next thing I was going to say is if you buy a small bottle of molasses, or you can actually get it by the gallon. I have a place here I can get it by the gallon. There's a molasses cake recipe that I can give you, if I can find that here, and molasses cookies. I don't have a lot of recipes. I don't have any cookbooks, really. I really don't have any cookbooks. I have an old one here sitting here. It's called the Encyclopedia of Cooking and Homemaking. If you can pick one of those up on eBay, that has an awesome, I mean, this thing is huge. Let me show you this since I've got it here. Encyclopedia of Cooking and Homemaking. And this is old. 1939, Consolidated Book Publishers Incorporated, Chicago, published by the Culinary Arts Institute. And it's got like color picture in the front of it. It's got everything under the sun, over 700 pages in that book. So this was something that belonged to a family member, and we hung on to that. But I don't have any cookbooks. I have a few recipes that are important to me that I keep in this. I'll show you my cookbook too. I'm writing my own cookbook, so they're all written in there by hand, and I really don't have very many at all. Molasses cookies was one I hung on to one I hung on to. Let me just go over this quickly. If you're not interested, I will try to put the molasses cake in here if I have time. And I'm just going to go to the double batch, because if you're going to make a single batch, you may as well go for the double batch. 1 1/2 cups of shortening. You can use butter or margarine. Shortening has trans fats in it, so that's up to you. Which would be 3 sticks, I'm pretty sure. So 1.5 cups of shortening or butter or margarine, 1 cup sugar, 1 cup brown sugar, 2 eggs. I suppose I should go slower. 2 eggs, 1 tablespoon baking soda, 1/2 cup molasses, 4 cups flour, 1 teaspoon ginger, 1 teaspoon salt, 2 teaspoons cinnamon. And I will go over that again in just a second. The ingredients, it says just mix all ingredients well. I would start with the shortening and the eggs and molasses, and then add everything else. Refrigerate the dough. It doesn't say how long. I imagine 2 or 3 hours is probably plenty, or overnight. Roll the dough into balls. I'm going to guess smaller than a golf ball and bigger than a marble, smaller than an egg. Roll each ball in sugar. Press each cookie down with a glass on the cookie sheet, and bake at 350 degrees, and it does not say how long. I'm going to guess 8, 9, 10 minutes would probably be plenty. You don't want to overdo it. So that is the double batch. I'll go over it one more time. 1.5 cups of shortening or margarine or butter, cup of sugar, cup of brown sugar, 2 eggs, tablespoon of soda, 1/2 cup of molasses, 4 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon ginger, 1 teaspoon salt, 2 teaspoons cinnamon. Dough can be frozen. Now if I can find the molasses cake, we'll move on to that one. I may as well do them together. So you could have, actually the molasses cake has an awesome sauce with it. Page 21. This will make your mouth water. Now, let me go back to that recipe for just a second. Let's see, what page is it on? 11. The only item that you would have to worry about being shelf stable really is the egg. And even if you just buy 1 can of powdered egg, that will go a long way if you're frugal with it and if you use it sparingly. I still have some little pouches of powdered egg. They don't make those anymore. I haven't seen them. If anybody knows where you can get pouches of powdered egg, let us know. And everything else, you can. I have shortening in storage. I have quite a lot of it in storage. It will keep more than 10 years. So if push comes to shove, I'm gonna make my molasses cookies with shortening if that's what I need to do, because it didn't kill any of us when we used to use it all the time. It didn't kill any of us immediately. Okay, then the next one, let's see, I lost my molasses cake. Where did that go? Here it is. 2 eggs, or the equivalent of dry powdered egg, 3/4 cup of molasses. Your eggs will have directions on it as to how to mix it with water. 3/4 cup brown sugar, 3/4 cup melted shortening or butter or margarine, 2 1/2 cups flour, 2 teaspoons soda, 1/2 teaspoon baking powder, 2 teaspoons ginger, 1 1/2 teaspoon cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon ground cloves. I don't even have any of those anymore. I need to get some. 1/2 teaspoon nutmeg, 1 cup boiling water. This says beat the eggs and the sugar until fluffy. Add the molasses and shortening. Mix well. Add dry ingredients. This is very strange. Add the dry ingredients. Stir in boiling water. Bake at 350 degrees in a 9 by 13 greased pan, 25 minutes or until done. When I get the ambition, I will try to type that below in the comments section. Let me go over it one more time. 2 eggs, 3/4 cup molasses, 3/4 cup brown sugar, 3/4 cup melted shortening, 2 1/2 cups flour, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon baking powder, 2 teaspoons ginger, 1 1/2 teaspoon cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon ground cloves, 1/2 teaspoon nutmeg, 1 cup boiling water. That's quite a lot of ingredients, but it's worth it. And you serve it with vanilla sauce, which is made from 3/4 cup sugar, 8 teaspoons salt, 1 teaspoon cornstarch, 1 1/2 cups of water, 2 tablespoons of butter or margarine, and then I think it's 2 teaspoons of vanilla, but I never wrote it in here. So you try 2 teaspoons of vanilla. If you want more, you put more in there. And this says that you boil the first ingredients. Let's see, which first ingredients? For 5 minutes, turn off the heat. The first group of ingredients is everything but the margarine and the vanilla. I didn't see the line I had on there. So you take everything except for the margarine and the vanilla and put it over the heat and boil it 5 minutes. Turn off the heat, add the vanilla and the margarine, allow it to cool for a few minutes, pour it warm over pieces of molasses cake and top with whipped topping if desired. Top with whipped topping if desired. So now you've got molasses cake with vanilla sauce, everything right out of food storage, except you need some butter or margarine, which you can put butter powder or margarine powder in there for that. Or you could omit that if need be. So you've got molasses cake topped with vanilla sauce with a little whipped topping on top. And they sell something called Spiffy Whip that you could put in your food storage. Or you can get Dream Whip at the store. I think they still sell that. There's lots of different kinds of whip topping. I have some in bulk that I can get in my area that come in probably 1 pound bags. That's all I'm going to put on this video. I will be making more. I think that these recipes are absolutely indispensable. Which is why I keep, how much time have we used? 11 minutes and 43 seconds. The reason I keep hammering and hammering and hammering and hammering on baking supplies is that the only thing you needed extra to make these cookies and this awesome cake with this awesome vanilla sauce is molasses. I'm sure you can pick up a bottle of molasses, not a very big one, in the store for $2 or $3, probably at the most. And I can get it in gallons. You know, I had a gallon of molasses in storage, and then I had a child and got sick for a long period of time, and I didn't bake molasses cake. But it sure is nice to know that I could. In fact, that's something I gotta put on my list is molasses. Make a list, check it twice so you can have molasses cake and molasses cookies and vanilla sauce on top of your molasses cake and some kind of whipped topping on top of your vanilla sauce. You'll think you died and went to heaven, and you can have caramel corn later in the day. So this is what, the reason that I started this channel was the name of the, I'm going to go over time, I got to quit. The name of the channel was Oprah, There Is No Wagon. Because people eat themselves silly. They think they're going to go on a diet. They try to eat, restrict their eating. They go off the diet. They put on more weight. And I believe in having molasses cake every day of your life, or cheesecake. Now, I did run into a little snag. I'm going to talk about this more in another video. Did I run into a little snag with my weight when I had to go on this horrific medication that I've heard other people have gained an awful lot of weight when they went on this medication. So it's not to be discussed right now. But make a list, check it twice, add a little molasses into your storage so you can have molasses cake with vanilla sauce and molasses cookies. And we'll talk about more of this soon. But that's my mantra. That's my dead horse. I'm going to beat it some more. So God bless you in your efforts to prepare. Look at your recipes. It's what they call for. Make sure you have the basics in storage, which would be flour, sugar, fats, oil, shortening, spices, flavorings, baking soda, baking powder, yeast, cinnamon, so on and so forth. 14 minutes and 9 seconds. That's one of the longest I've ever done. God bless. Bye.